Well, my name is Geoff Johnson, and I live in a place called Earlham. I'm a little bit older than 21, but I'm getting towards the end of quite some years. I am over 80 actually. Oh well, I have macular degeneration, and it's a terrible thing. I had it in one eye at first, which wasn't too bad. I could still drive and I could still get around and I could still do most of the things that I always did. But then I got it in the other eye 5 years later, and so that put an end to my driving and to a lot of social things. I'm a nurseryman really, farmer stroke nurseryman, so I still love to do all plants and growing and making baskets and tubs and that sort of stuff. My other interest is magic. I'm a magician, and I am currently the president of the Manchester Circle of Magicians, so I'm very interested in magic. And the other thing, I suppose, is what I like doing is I like meeting people. I was a Rotarian at one time, and so it was, I always feel comfortable with people, and hopefully, you know, people feel comfortable with me. And so I like meeting people. What it does, it takes the centre vision out, and you're just left with like peripheral vision. And I have reasonable peripheral vision, so that enables me to do what I'm doing still. That's making the baskets and the tubs and taking cuttings and what have you, and doing the magic. So you know, peripheral vision isn't always the worst thing that could happen. So you have to adapt. You have to change completely. Don't give up. Whatever you do, don't let it get you down, and don't give up. Always find a way. There's always a way, and that's what I've found, that if I'm determined to, you know, if I want to do something, you must be determined to do it. Mine came on just like that, and so I was driving actually for a firm of solicitors. It was my cousin actually. I did a bit of driving the solicitors all over the country, and one day I had a terrible cold, and I was inhaling one of these, I won't say the name, but it was an inhaler because I had this terrific cold. And when I got back home, we went down into Poole in Dorset, which was quite a few miles, set off at 4 in the morning. And when I got back, my head was on fire, I thought. My brain was on fire. So we phoned the hospital, and they said I had to get down to the hospital straight away. They diagnosed the fact that I'd lost all the sight in this one eye, in my right eye. And so the consultant there was asking me to read the big letters, and I couldn't even see him. So he was quite concerned about it, but he did think that most of the problem had come from this inhaler. However, I went to the optician the next day, and he diagnosed that I had something that wasn't usual, and he sent me straight away to Bolton Hospital, of which they were doing some trial work on this macular degeneration with a drug that they were treating colon cancer with. And he asked me would I be prepared to trial it, of which I said, well, what's the alternative? He said, well, you go blind. So I said, well, it's just get on with it. So I went the next day, and we started injections in my eye. And I've been going ever since. I've been going 15 years for injections in my eyes now. And I've had quite a lot. I don't know if you want me to tell you how many I've had. I've had over 100 injections in my eyes, of which it doesn't hurt. and anybody that's having it done, they must have it done because it doesn't hurt, and they're marvellous at the hospitals. The way they treat you, it's absolutely marvellous. Of course, it changes everything, but I'm not able now to go out with friends very far anyway. Some friends come for me now if I want to go out for a drink. We'd go out usually on a Friday night for a little tipple here and a tipple there. But it's just once a week I go out and have a couple of pints just to socialise with the friends I used to have before. But they know, they've all accepted the fact what I've got. In fact, we have to make a joke out of it, but it isn't funny, but it is quite amusing at times. So friendship-wise, I don't think I've lost any friends by it at all. I have to make fun of most of the things that I do, but I also had a condition called tinnitus in this ear, and I get more laughters out of not hearing properly, because it's like that guy on the TV, 1 foot in your grave. He always hears it differently when somebody says it, and of course that's how I am now. And so I've got the vision problem and got the hearing problem, and it is quite amusing. But I can't say there's any one particular time when we've. I always have a laugh with people. You know, that's one of the things I've had to adapt, really. I love Tommy Cooper. I love Tommy Cooper's sense of humour, and so I'm always cracking jokes about Tommy Cooper, and so if it makes other people smile, and it makes me smile because they're smiling too. It's difficult to explain to people what sight loss is about, really, because unless they've experienced it, it's very difficult to explain what it's like. But every time I meet somebody now, I have to tell them, because I can't look at them. I can't see them if I look at them straight in the face. I have to look way to the left or the right of them, because I just have this peripheral vision. And if I look that way, I can see you better than I can see if I looked at you from the centre like that. I can't see you now, but I can see you if I look over here. So I have to explain to people, and it is difficult, and sometimes it's a bit embarrassing, you know, because they don't think I'm listening to them if I'm looking somewhere else. But you know, they all understand. Once I've explained to them, they understand. The hardest thing that I find is not being able to drive. I've been driving I live on the farm, you know, well, it used to be a farm at one time. And I suppose I've been driving since I've been 6 or 7 or 8, you know, the tractors and things like that. And so driving has been, you know, second nature to me, really. And now they haven't said I can't drive, but they've said that if the DVLA asked me, they would say that he's capable of driving. But that's all right saying that, but I said, you haven't got my eyes, so I just wouldn't drive now for the sake of other people that I may damage or hurt. So that's been the hardest thing. Really, really hit me very hard, that. I would say the thing to do is don't give up. Don't let it get you down, because I know of people who have said, oh, well, I can't do this and I can't do that because I've got this problem. But you can do it if you find another way. There's always another way, and there's always help you can get, particularly from Henshaws in particular. I've had a tremendous amount of help from members of Henshaws staff, and you know, and even one of one of the guys that I was having some tuition off, because I've got this new phone, Synaptic app on the phone, and to understand it is very difficult, especially if you can't see it. So I've had a lot of help from this guy, and I can't thank him enough, really. The favourites with Henshaws, I think I mentioned to you that I am a magician, and I do the children's Christmas party, which is an absolute wonderful, wonderful experience. You know, with me being in a situation similar to what they are, I think it's perhaps I can understand them a lot better. But I do balloon modelling for them, really, and so to see what faces I can see is absolutely marvellous, because they have these balloons. I make dogs and hats and guns and swords, and they're always wanting something different and bursting the balloons, and so it's marvellous, absolutely wonderful. And so I have a full and happy life, even though I've got this condition. I'm grateful for this interview that we're doing now, to try and express to people that it's not the end of the world. It's just one of these things that happens, and I don't think anybody knows how it happens, but it does. And so you've got to live your life the best you can with the conditions that you've got, and adapt and adapt and adapt. And it's the same with magic. It's the same with the password with magic is practice. Everything's practice, practice, practice. Making the most of what you've got is very, very important.
Our videos are helping people across the world. If you found them useful, please donate on our website so we can keep making more videos like this in the future.
Henshaws, supporting people with sight loss and a range of other disabilities to go beyond expectations.